Hello everyone, welcome back to the South Bay Syndicate. We are just days away from our next PQ coming up this Saturday, and I've been looking a lot at all the different testing, all the different stats, and while I've done a whole series on Jabba, I never really touched Jabba ECL, and it was in testing with some of our teammates on various decks like Gar and other ones into the what looks like this meta of Hantu ECL and Hantu Blue, and then all the Data Vault decks. I thought it'd be interesting to revisit Jabba and understand of ECL with things like Rook and Darth Vader and the other ambushers that come in the blue-green. If there's a way to tempo ahead and control the board to finish them off. So I thought it'd be a fun video to make. We're also still refining our Sly Moore decks. We might do a bit of testing in this video for that as well, but we're going to start with Jabba and see how these games go. And if we like what's happening, we will talk more about maybe bringing this to the PQ this weekend. So we jump right in with a Padme Tarkentown. Not something we've seen a lot of in big tournaments, but definitely something that I think can be powerful. Andrew on our group has been messing with it for a while and I think had some success. It's a slightly bigger unit than Quinlan, a little bit of a different ability, but does a lot of similar things. You can see here to start we have no turn one, we have a couple of turn twos, and then some ambush. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Maul and Overrun Barrage, so we're really going to need to start to put stuff on the board. And this could disrupt some of what they're trying to do. At the very least, though we're sacrificing the Trooper, we are sacrificing it into this Karis, and then the clone will be free. I probably should undo that, there we go, and get rid of this. Yes, I know they could have Falcons and other things, but I think on the 4-drop, because we're so far behind on the board already, getting 2 Sentinels down will be very good for us. And so that's my reasoning there, and we still have the Airspeeder to ambush on the ground. So we'll go ahead and trade there. They'll disclose, and with Padme's ability, be able to kill us immediately. I think that is what it is as far as our hand to start. We did draw the two drops right after. And they have another Karis, so good start for them as well. I do like seeing a timely putting that away will be nice. And then we weren't ramping, so we didn't get ahead at all, but what we are going to be able to do is bring out Jabba and either overrun the barrage or hit the retro speeder and trade 2 units. So I think the board is shaping up nicely after a rough start. They're going to have Plo Koons coming and our boy Poe, so we'll have to be ready for those. We resourced 1 Maul, but we still have all of our Vaders, another Maul, our other ambushers on the ground. If they do end up going space, we have 2 answers, which is really nice. They're going to get to disclose here. This will allow them to Tarkentown away the Pike Sentinel, which I think is what they're trying to set up, so that they don't lose a unit. And this is why we wanted to keep both Pike Sentinels. So they discarded a Poe here. That makes me think they have another one in hand. I think an ideal next draw will be the Vader. So let's see if we can get that. Oh, okay. They have trade in with Nemec. So they might be trying to save their target down here. They have a spare the target and another daring raid. And we'll go ahead and claim. I do like seeing them use the Tarkentown. I think we're a little bit behind, but not crazy. So we'll go ahead. We're probably going to get Plo Koon, right? So we'll bring this out. We're most likely going to get Plo Koon here for 6. Oh, we don't. Okay, so that will allow us to hit here and kill that one. And we're just doing that to gain some tempo back on the board. Yes, we didn't kill the R2, but we were able to kill the spy, so gets 1 step closer to some of the board parity that we need. and another opportunity to draw into Vader. If they flip Padme and we have the Vader, we can really take control of the board. There's the Plo Koon as we expected. So we won't really get much out of the Jabba ability here. I think it's just the way the game played out. With no turn one, they were able to get ahead on the board, and that's how it is. They can trade the R2 here. At the very worst, we can overwhelm barrage, keep our unit, and kill off Plo Koon. There was just no way to 2-for-1 because the spies didn't do damage back. And so that's kind of where we're in the spot to leave vulnerable. And there is the card we wanted to see. So I think in this case, we want them to bring out 2 big things, and we're okay for 1 turn taking some damage. So I think what we'll do here is put them in a weird spot. We can also ping with Jabba, which is nice. So even with Padme coming out, we could hit Padme for 5 and then ping for 2 more. And if they play out Plo Koon, or they play out a Poe, we can ping and then hit it and eliminate the Poe, which is great. The other option is just go to base, and then with Vader, okay, they will send it back to hand. That's okay too, right? Because we were trying to bait out the Padme flip. Great, 2 units, because Vader can't kill Padme on his own, so seeing 2 units come out here is actually very good for us because it'll allow us to shield, and then trigger this and kill Padme. And now we've cleared the board. We're at 11 damage, they're at 0, but I think that you can see they feel like that is enough for us to take over and GG's to our opponent. So we'll go to our next game, P at red. One of the powerful decks actually just papered this for testing purposes, and I was contemplating bringing it. It is an interesting deck. It can definitely do a lot of damage fast. I do like that we have the chance to ramp here, something that can hit into space. So I guess what we'll do is put both of these down because we might need the barrage as well. The Imperial is also a great card in case they play Gonk. Because this can take it out, which is perfect. It's also why you're seeing like the Battlefield Marines and Yoda and other things like that, because it gives you the opportunity to eliminate. And we'll both resupply, which will allow us to bring out Jabba, overwhelming barrage on Imperial, do 5, attack in, and take out Piet. We do need some cards, so to think about this will be important. This will allow us to do 4 damage and then take out Piet as well. We're gonna go ahead and actually this, okay, we'll go here. This will give us the most flexibility, I think. Okay. So now, oh, they do not, okay. In this case, I think we ambush, we kill that off, saving our removal options and our ECL. You can see how powerful this retro, it can, with Jabba out, can one-shot up to an MC30. So pretty crazy. It will die to the Ruthless Raider and things like that, but we have an answer for that. And we have not seen a single 6 or 7 drop yet. So we do need to start hitting base before they get too big. We'll go ahead and trade here. So this is a little bit more of a controlling Piet, it looks like. So we have some options, so we're just going to swing in first. I don't love using this here. trying to think about what they'll be doing. But I do want to get units out and damage on base. I don't think Rook will do much here, and they said GG. So they must not have been drawing their ships. Also, I'm seeing a lot of smaller things in there that you wouldn't see, like the Dark Troopers and the strike ships. Probably want more capital ships here because you hit your ramp. But GG's to our opponent there. Sorry, we'll grab our deck again. And then we'll go to our next game. Ooh. So this is a matchup I think that is going to be difficult no matter what deck you bring in. It's going to be a battle. I think, again, we don't see a turn 1 here, which isn't great. So we'll mulligan. I actually like the other hand better. But we'll see what happens. Oh, both of those are great. So it does look like we're going to have the opportunity to ramp into some of our power ambushers. So we'll see what happens there. I think if they ramp here with like a resupply, we claim. We can't risk them no glorying our super laser tech. That's fine. Interesting. So I'd love to grab one of my 5 drops that can take out Kira right away, but that didn't happen. Oh, okay. This is very good. I do like the idea of craving power on Jabba. Let's see what they have. I forgot we're also 1 ahead. So this 8th brother is going to have an opportunity to one-shot Kira as well, survive, and take out another unit. They've passed, so let's just go ahead and take that out. That shouldn't affect whatever's in their hand. They're going to bring out Kira. Well done to them on that sequencing. I think in this scenario we still come out on top of it. Let's see. Okay. So the Rook is less interesting at this point. I think the 8th brother into Kira is a play we like a lot. And getting another 6 damage into base is also something we like at this point. And then we do have the Vader for anything after that with the ECL. Now our deck tops out here, so that's one thing we have to be careful of. There's a vigilance, so some nice healing for them. Maybe killing the Inferno 4. Setting up a Power of the Dark Side type play. We're actually going to play out our Vader here, because we have another one. Oh, they mill. Okay, so our last Vader is gone, just as we're... If we put out a Vader here, it hurts the Kira flip. Because it doesn't take out the shield, and then Vader can take out Kira. Yeah, so we'll do that. And now even the Death Trooper takes out Kira. The other thing we like here is this represents some damage on base, which we desperately needed after that healing from Vigilance. And they put the shield on there, so we're able to eliminate that. They could be setting up a Super Laser Blast. We have the board we want and the cards in hand, so we're just going to pass here. Because we don't need to play a game with them where we clear ourselves out. There it is. I like playing this because if they flip Kira, which they might, we can still 8th Brother into it. They do not. So we'll play it out. Just keep putting pressure on. We still have a 2 play here, so we'll keep this hand. There's a second Super Laser Blast. And we'll just keep trying to hold the board. They have not flipped yet. There's the Kira flip. There's that. That gives us 2 targets. It's fine. We can just simply Vader, shield, shield. Oh, undo. Why didn't that work? Shield, shield, trigger, ambush. There we go. Okay. We still have a unit on. Yep, they have an answer there. And we keep building our board out. They are getting close to being in control of the game. That's what they want to see for sure. Draw a card. They milled us again. We'll go wide one more time. They have hit 2 vigilance in 25 cards. Okay. Let's see what we can hit here. We got another sentinel. We'll ambush. This will allow us to kill it, which I think is important, and get some of this damage back. We continue to battle with these heavy control decks. We don't have any top end ships. They're in Annihilator range. They're in Snoke range. Sure. So we got to think about how we want to do this. Snoke is definitely going to be a problem. This damage here will be helpful, I think, because we'll be able to overwhelm barrage. Never mind. That was best case scenario for them. Heal. Take our damage. Like that. And I think we've lost at this point. And this is one of the things we run into. I think if we're thinking about sideboard here, we bring in, let's see, the Jabba. It's not really anything in the sideboard to answer this. I think we just lose a lot of the times. We'd bring in the Fells for sure, the other removal. So we might want to think about putting some ships in the sideboard for these matchups. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's the Annihilator. It was really the double vigilance that got us, I think. Yeah. Huh. I mean, even with, yeah, GG's to our opponent. So Kira continues to be a problem. If they don't double vigilance, I think we take it maybe, but you can't really bet on that. We'll mulligan here, and we have no first, second, third, or fourth turn. And it's a space deck. So I think this is going to be a long haul. Here comes a 3PO. So they're going to get a card draw along with this, and you're just going to watch us get slaughtered. Better, for sure. I think we just stop the card draw. There's Evan Hawk. And though it's looking bad, we're starting to catch up a little. And we'll just see how much damage we take before that happens. If they do put another ground unit out, that'd be great. There's a thought to leave the 3PO there, but they're getting so much value off of it, I'm not sure that we could. This would kill that. But I think we're taking so much damage, we just have to no glory it. I just think there's no other option. So we'll no glory that. There. The guild mine will probably get a pilot on it, I'm guessing. And there's a world where we take that out first. Sure, that actually helped us out a ton. Then moving this to the ground will allow us to ECL Vader. Which is great. So, yes, we're taking a lot of damage. They're drawing cards. But we now have an opportunity to take out all 3 of these, which will help us try and stabilize. So the way we're going to sequence this is we're going to ECL Vader, we're going to give the shield to Jabba and the shield to Han's unit, right? So give shield. So we'll give a shield here and a shield here. We'll ambush, taking 5 back, defeat the shield, and then using Jabba's ability to take out the Falcon. So a nice 3 for 0 trade. We'll claim. I think in this scenario, we're going to pay for okay. I think in this scenario we power. Yes, I know these are going to get tapped. But we should have eager escorted because then we could have powered the next thing. Actually, we'll just do this. That's not as scary. That's a little bit more scary. Okay. So here we'll be able to hit with Infernal 4. Kill that one off. And they're getting very close to finishing us. We need to start putting damage on base. That might be enough, so we have to claim. Just trying to figure out. So we'll kill that off. We have 2 ways to kill this. Han comes down here. Yeah, they went to put it there. That makes sense. And that's going to get us very, very close. So we're able to kill it. If they have another Falcon, it's over. We're just doing what we can. And they've left. So we must have had just enough to answer them. And you can see even against a space deck, we do have a lot of answers. We didn't even have a first turn play. And we were able to stop what they're doing. I would not have given up if I were them. Maybe. I know they had the the queen that they couldn't play here. I'm not sure what else in hand, but we were just 3 life away. We're able to get there. GG's to our opponent. So I think, like every deck I'm testing, I don't know how to beat the Kira. And you could go with these Han 2 ECLs that are doing okay. You could go with the Yodas, but it's risky. We got a Kit Fisto yellow, which I'm excited to see. I think people know I brought Kit Fisto to the Galactic Open, ended up top 64 with it. It's super fun. Big fan. I think I want to go in space first. They actually have the initiative, so this will help me decide. I do like all of these cards. Okay. I think this is probably what I want to do. Yeah, they end up going space. These are both great cards. I'm trying to think about how much resupply is going to matter versus taking this out. They could crash in here and then use Kit Fisto. Okay, I don't know what was going on there. But as we look at, let's bring up Swoop Base. Just real quick as we look at the meta, right? So we do a tournament analysis and we want to look at the matchups. So of the planetary qualifiers that have happened so far, we can go leader base. You can see here's Kira doing very well, right? And green into Anakin, green into Han, green into Yoda, green into Piet Big, Sabine struggling into Han 2 ECL. So that could be where you look at it, and then about even here. So it's doing very well in the current meta. This Han Blue Force, I guess, is another one. So the Han 2 seem to be able to get in front of it, so that could be an answer to Kira. It's just a matter of how popular it's going to be versus some of these other decks. And if we can figure out how to get there with Jabba, maybe with the sideboard. But let's jump into another game. Here's a Luthen yellow. Don't know that we'll see too many of these, but let's see what happens. We'll go ahead and keep this. We've had a couple of games where we didn't really have a first turn, so it'll be nice to play around with one where we do. I'm thinking they could be a space deck as well. This is more of a later game. Later. Let's get this down on the ground just to protect us a little bit. There you go, space. We can power that, or we can answer it with this. So the Onyx, it's a little early for the Onyx, so I think we'll go here. Because we have these options to trade once Jabba's out, I think ramping up ahead of us, a leader that would normally deploy at the same time, is good. This makes me think, ooh, that's fun. That's fun to have. We can ECL out here with it. Or, you know what, I think I'll actually, no, undo, dang it. But now I've seen it, whoops. Because you can do something similar to what you're doing with Vader, if they have some low cost units out, which is fun. I'll put that on the bottom, that on the top. I did it this way because I don't care to get heroic sacrificed with what Luthen can do to taking out my leader. So I'm trying to force them to play their stuff out. This is a little bit risky here. If they put something on that, that'll be interesting. They do not. Cloud Rider. Okay. Cool. So we'll put some damage there. Now the Rook kills this no matter what. So that's never gonna. I get what they're doing there, but that's not gonna play. So we're gonna timely out rook. We are going to ambush here, kill there, and then shield. So that, I think, helps us take control of the board here, which is where we want to be against a deck like this. We haven't used our ECL. We've saved it for Vader because we used the timely. Time to put another rook underneath. And let's see where it goes. I think we might have lost another person. So a lot of people leaving. Oh, there we go. So in this scenario, I am just claiming. I can kill this for free, keep my board control, and now I can play all three of these units if I want. So let's kill this for free. Let's see what they do from here. Okay. And it is rare, but we are getting to use Jabba's ability here to keep the board clear. Very, very good for us. And these are also good. I think a Sentinel here will be lovely. Okay. This is nice for us. Gives us some restore on board. What can we draw? What are we worried about here? We'll be able to. So we'll actually be able to kill the fireball because it'll do 2 damage and it's going to take 1 more right there. So they probably weren't anticipating that. This will swing in. Could it kill the seaon? Maybe. We are getting close to lethal here. So that will kill it off. Okay. Good for them. And we have the removal in hand for whatever they decide to play. Even better. And we'll play Sentinel out. GG. And GG to our opponent. So we kind of stalled long enough where we had answers to what they're doing, but you can see where in a Kira matchup it's much more difficult because our answers aren't as big as theirs. Which did let us continue to go wide. Here is Rain King playing the OB Temple. I've seen him a bit lately. Okay, we have a draw, we have some removal, we have our ambusher. So I think it's first turn. I don't think they do a lot of space here, so we're gonna play it out this. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna get this down. I don't think they're playing a lot of space, so I don't feel too bad. We're going to draw first, just because if they generals blade there, I want to be able to power. Yeah. So we're gonna draw. And if they go wide, I think, okay, so in this case we can now resource, which is great. So good pickup here. I think a lot of what's happening right now is good. We do want to do some damage because it'll allow us to activate, and now we can kill Obi and Gunji. No, we can't. Let's draw. I don't think we want to or ambush out here. I think we'll just throw this out as a wall. And then next turn we'll go for a 3-for-1. Okay. Sure. A lot going on here. Let's just take both of these out. We'll give a shield here. We'll give a shield here. Attack him. Yeah, there we go. And this, I want to do it that way too because the overwhelming barrage will then take out Obi next turn. And the same thing. I want damage so that my units kill theirs. The brook is less valuable at this point. Sure. They probably don't understand that. That's okay. So in this case, I will pass. Rex is a big unit. So if I think about what's going to happen here, I'm going to claim they're going to Luke, I guess, and kill whatever I do this with. So now I have to do it with Maul, right? So I'm assuming a Luke is coming. Probably not a Village Protector. It just dies. So we had answers there as well. And you can kind of see where this deck is starting to pick up steam. Let's get into another one, and then I want to talk about the deck and then the Sly Moore. So here's a deck I think we'll see. This is Han ECL. It's become very popular. It's doing well. And let's see if we have some answers for it. Not with that. Okay. We definitely don't need 2 of these. It's a lot of 3-drops. Let me just double check our 2-drops. 3, 6, 8, 3, 6, 9, 11, 13. 13 feels right. And what is that? 52 cards. So maybe I need to mess around with some cards in there because this is happening too often. And we're now behind again. And they have the Blue Milk Gaming sleeves. They put on a great stream last weekend for the Minnesota PQ. If you haven't checked it out yet, I recommend checking out their video. I think it's up and available now. So it does look like they have some space. This is going to delay our ramping. But let's go ahead and trade out here. Oh, more space. Okay. All right, so we're not going to ramp at this point. We're just going to control a little bit of what's happening. It's not really built that way, but we had no turn 1. If we had a turn 1, all of this would feel much better, right? We would be in a great spot. But we do not. And now what's happening is we're going to put out a big old Sentinel. We have the Vader ECL available next turn. So we have a protection for Jabba. If they decide to attack him with Han, Han would die. If they ECL Poe, Jabba lives, and then we can 2-for-1 combo, 3-for-1 maybe with Vader. Okay. Yeah, he meant to hit my, yeah. I gotcha. Oh, he did not. Okay. All right. So here we can do it. So here's what we're gonna do. We are going to ECL this out. We're gonna shield ourselves, or that and Han, and then we're going to trigger into Nemec, kill the shield, and take this guy out. Okay. So there we were able to do a 3-for-0 trade. They do have the Poe. They'll be able to knock out the shield that we put on. We'll be able to get in for 5. And you can even hear, okay, so Wrecker's pretty good, right? Because Wrecker's going to allow them to do a couple things. But here what happens next is we were able to go into space and take out Wrecker. They still have Poe. They can Poe on us. We have 2 removals in hand. We still have Sentinel and another Ambusher. They have a second Wrecker. Why wouldn't they? We'll claim we're not as worried about the Wrecker as they would think. I think in this case, we'll just power the Wrecker away. We know they have the Poe. We have answers, right? Okay. So what we're going to do here, kill, for sure, kill, and take that away so that they have no easy outs. We want to do 2 things, or we want to ECL this to kill the Poe. Because we have space presence right now, hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us. They did play a lot of space. Well, we are getting close to finishing it here, so let's just get the damage in. They could play another unit, that'd be amazing. They do not. That's okay, we'll just take that out. I think, oh, they do not have the healing. Bottom. Perfect. Okay, so I feel pretty good, right? We should be able to close it out here, and we do, and GG's to our opponent there, and you can see the value of it outside of Kira. Let's take a look at the deck again. I think everything played a role. I think in certain matchups like here, we'd have to think about the sideboard. The sideboard is still heavy space, and maybe it doesn't need to be. Maybe it can be bigger units. The Avengers and Devastators could come in theory. We might have enough in the main to deal with it more than we're thinking about. Definitely the Fells will help with that matchup, but I think we need a little bit something more. So I think I'm going to play around with the sideboard before then. The other thing you've seen a lot of, and you can see in these two, I'm looking at a 30 and a 33, is Sly Moore. Really enjoyed playing with Sly Moore. In this iteration, I've been messing around with the idea of testing Arrest along with Unrefusal Offer, where you can just put that on and then arrest the unit and you immediately get it in play for you. Along with a wider early range to try and take it more advantage of Sly Moore's ability and Sanctioner Subtle. It is mixed, I would say. I think this is still a very fun deck, and we're going to finish with a couple games in it, so you can see I did not leave my previous game, but I don't know, but they say I did. That's weird. Let's try again. Ooh, okay. Dedra Data Vault. You don't see a lot of this, but this could be fun. And so I think the Jabba feels pretty decent right now. Is that the answer? I'm not sure, but I might be leaning that way. Now this will be interesting because Dedra wants more cards in hand. She's going to get her wish. I'm going to be playing wide here. Okay, So there's the unrefusal offer. So we'll see if we get the combo with the rest. See how it works. It might be too many things, right? Because we want to choose sides as like a win con. And that might just be a little bit too gimmicky on top of it. This gets raid 1 when you have tokens, which I think is nice in this deck. Is this a keyword? No. So this is interesting because it can take out keywords. There's part of me that thinks I have to trade here. Which I don't really want to, but I'm going to. Okay, there's the shuttle, which is nice. A second sentinel would be good as well. I actually don't know what's coming out, so let's just keep this for now to see if we can get that going. We have one plot underneath that'll be good to keep track of. We won't immediately shuttle. Let's see if they put out another 3-drop. Okay, now we will shuttle. We'll shuttle there. Doja actually comes out this turn. So I imagine she's going to want to do some damage and draw a card. We're going to let her draw. Is this a keyword? Raid 2. So I'm curious, does that get rid of the raid 2? It might. So now we can just trade out Dedra with the spy next turn. I don't think they got raid 2, but we'll never know. I guess we'll never know. So now we're feeling pretty good about our spot going into our deploy anyway. Again, we don't know what's in this deck, but their leader is out. We will be buffing our leader here. Maybe twice. Which feels pretty good. There's a craving power. Gonna get back there. There's stuff. We'll deploy. Got a sneaking suspicion. I think we will. I think we'll just blast in. Oh, man. The Overland Barrage looks pretty good here, actually. Can take out both units now. Can take out a 3rd unit if they decide to play one. Especially with the 2 damage on attack as well. Yeah, so we're definitely going to Overwhelming Barrage, right? So we'll take this out and this. Is this the right sequencing? Because we actually no, it's not. That's right. The reason that's right is you can take away the Sentinel with the Screeching Tie, and so it actually doesn't do anything, right? We take away the Sentinel, and now we're swinging the base and killing it. So that was the right sequence. We have our 2 sides. In case they play something big, we can give them the Screeching Tie. We have the Maul as a possible finisher as well, and I don't think they're coming back from this one, but we'll see. Ouch. Let's see if they take out the Screeching Tie. So this is an interesting one where if we had the arrest, this would definitely do some damage. So we'll get our attack in. They have to claim. We'll just put out another. What do we want to do here? What can they do? They can overwhelm a barrage for $1 billion. $4 billion. So no matter what, we could be able to choose sides here because we can play the politician. There's a planetary bombardment. Very good for them. That might actually win the game. No, because they have to. Oh, actually, that was perfect. We'll choose sides. Thank you. Now, if they have an open fire, they get to take advantage of this. That could bite us in the butt. So we'll see. We would lose, I think, in that case. So we try to get a little fancy with this, and I think that would not be great. Or they have no answer right now, and they're upset, and they left. And GG's. So choose sides, I think, is still the key end game here. You get to play off of them while putting pressure with your cards. We'll go in again, and I think the Jabba probably has a better chance of doing well at the PQ than the Sly, but the Sly would be very fun to take. So we have this combo here, so maybe we'll just play this out and see if we can hit it. I think we want to go here. There's not gonna be anything early that we want to play this on, but we'll just do this to see if we can pull it off. I think Sly at any local would be great. Okay, we're gonna go with the No One Ever Knew because that is a better option against Unity at Purpose, right? If we're able to get like a Palpatine down, don't love this. They're putting a lot of healing on the board, so I wanted to make sure to have answers for it because they're getting very close to being able to have something like Unity of Purpose. We are going to be a bit ahead, and actually with the Eye in the Senate, we're going to be able to have a lot of units on board to tap out what they're trying to do. So even if they went with, okay, so even if they went with a Unity of Purpose, well, not now, but at some point we could have tapped them out. And now if we played Thrawn, let's see what they got here. They're going to search. So now when we play Thrawn here, it's going to be ready. So this is another thing we added in the last video. Oh, never mind. They're not going to. They're going to let us capture the spy rather than ready Thrawn, I imagine. So they have not played anything big yet for us to be able to pull this combo or to be able to tap things out. I think we've controlled their board quite well. Sure. And now we can take out both of them. I mean, there's no reason for us to resource here. Nice. 7 and 3. Sure. So now I think what we're going to do is we're going to put this on here. Which is going to be lovely for us. So if either way, when we take control of this, whether it's from him trading into our unit or just from us being able to play arrest, we get to use this effect, right? All right, so we'll and we didn't pay any resources, so what's happening there is we can play something for up to 8. So we could Keller and Beck into Cad Bane, capture this, hit for 7. So you could, that's where the value of that is. So that's unrefusable offer on its own, but with arrest, you're able to do that basically, well, for 2 resources. So that's kind of how that works. That was pretty cool that we got to see it. Maybe we'll do one more to see what else happens out there. Sure. We started with a Jabba video. I think playing against a Jabba could be interesting as our last game. Let's see what the Data Vault version looks like. We don't have enough here to use the shuttle, but I do like Palpatine down, and I like the Thrawn as an option later, so we'll see. That's fine. And here they are, so we can go a little bit wider now. And we'll be able to create a token. So Jabba's ability is going to be painful against what we're trying to do. So they're drawing a card, so that's great. What do? They resupplied. Okay. So we're happy to capture here, I think, and then create another one. So let's get that in. I don't know what that does. Nothing. Maybe we could have waited for the Sentinel. I don't think they're going to play anything. Okay. So we will crash here. Yeah, that makes sense. Create a spy. Take that out. Okay. Oh, we got another shuttle. We have Palpatine underneath coming out. We have our Hotshot Blaster. And we are going into Mauls and Thrawns. Nice for them. They can wipe out this guy. So it's an interesting sequence for them because okay, we're actually going to take out Jabba. Yeah, that's fine. We're actually gonna take them both out, which, yeah, they'll have some ambushers coming in. Okay, they decided to do it that way. And so a choose sides would look real nice coming up. They've got a ton of cards in hand. 7 cards in hand. So we got a lot of options coming out. You can see a Maul running over our leader. Nope, it's this weird centipede running over our leader. Okay. So I think this is odd, but let's just get this off the board. We have some strong, bigger units in our hand that we like. And then also this major can get pretty big with these guys. So right here, we'll be able to play one of our bigger people to eliminate their bigger person. Okay. We have a couple options here, but I think just a straight trade is good. We're just chipping away, right? 6 damage per turn. chipping away, controlling the board, picking up opportunities. You can see the unrefusal. We haven't seen it choose sides. We haven't seen an arrest, so this could come into play. And actually, with Snoke here, it could come into play soon. So if they get an attack in here, we can play Thrawn, forcing them to decide to let us capture, or ready, which is what we'll do. If they let us capture, then we get the Snoke for this turn. If they let us ready, we can take out the Snoke, then we get the Snoke. So a lot of good things here. Same thing, by the way, if we had drawn a Cad Bane, it would have let us capture and take advantage of this. So that combo, I think, can be very strong with these top end cards. And that's some of what we've added in. So we are readying the Thrawn. This makes me think they have an answer in hand. They have the Centipede again. So we'll claim. Seven for a 6/7 Centipede, I think maybe on rotation. Could end up seeing that play a bigger role. So right now we're just drawing low and bad, right? There's no real other way to think about it. But we're gonna try. We're gonna try our best. Centipede out here kicking our butt. And we're putting units out because we have three true sides. 3 true sides. We have 2 arrests. We have 2 Cad Banes. A lot of this switches things around. This does nothing. 1 Cad Bane. 1 Cad Bane left. There's not much we can do. We're just claiming. And this is one of the things we have run into in our testing is Snoke just shuts us down. Now we have a number of things in the deck, even an Overwhelming Barrage here. A number of things in our deck that could answer the Snoke. That wasn't good. Great. Killed his own unit. Okay. We just drew small. And I think that's going to be GG's. So you can see this can be a problem. We slowed down at the top end. We're on a data vault. Did not draw anything that we needed. No tapping, no removal, none of that, and GG's. So I think that it's fun, and I'm still tweaking it, and I'm going to keep tweaking it. And whether it should be 30 or 33, I'm not sure. I do think there is something fun within arrest. What is this thing called? I keep saying the wrong thing. Arrest, unrefusable offer, and Cad and Thrawn. Something to build around. It does not have to be Sly, right? That's one of the things to think about. There are other ways to take advantage. I think ramping into it helps, but they are all cunning cards, so there's a lot of opportunity to try different cunning things with it. You can also bring in, I think it's the Dryden Voss from the earlier sets, but this is how it's to be right now, because on a rotation, it becomes not an option, right? This goes away, but something super fun to think about. Really, I think the main event of today was this deck. Felt really good. Kira continues to be a problem. We got it very close with the 2 Vigilances. I think we ended up doing about 40 damage to it. Not enough to get it done. and we cap out here. So we might want to think about how to do that better. I hope you enjoyed the video. We're gonna make, I think, one more video before the PQ on the hero side with a couple of decks we're looking at. Appreciate everyone watching, making comments, liking the video, subscribing to the channel. It's really been great to watch it grow as it's been growing slowly over time. Join us in the Discord if you want. We're happy to chat in there, discuss decks, discuss tournaments. Really appreciate everyone. Have a great day.